Recently I posted a video which was about, encouraging the food and agriculture industry to be more proactive instead of being so reactive. So I was thinking, let's give a little bit of a follow-up on that. So you want to be proactive, how to do it? And one of the ways that I see that sometimes it's proactive, but I don't think it has much of an impact. It's the way a number of businesses and the industries present themselves, especially on social media. They get a lot of likes, they get a lot of good feedback because they're preaching to the choir. So it's within their little tribe, and everybody, of course, is very happy about what they just posted. But the thing is, if you want to be proactive and successful with being proactive, you must not limit yourself to preaching to the choir or just hoping that maybe somehow somebody is going to like what you put on the social media. You have to basically create a connection, and I think that's very important. If you're not under attack, if you're not questioned, you don't have anything to justify. It's always suspicious when people start to justify themselves while nobody has accused them of anything. And I think when it sounds like that, you're in trouble, because people start to think, oh, okay, there's something here, they're trying to spin the story. Or no, I think if you want to be proactive, basically being proactive is going to be also about being fully transparent, and being fully transparent in the true sense of the word, so that basically people can see what you do without you taking them by the hand and telling them what they should look at. I think the worst thing is to basically try to play the guide, because people want to be able to, like in a guide tour in a castle or a museum, they want to be able to kind of leave the group and be able to look around on their own. And that's what you need to do. So the best way to stimulate that, in my opinion, is, so don't justify yourself, but you need to create some teasers. People are going to have thinking, hey, I would like to know more about it. You have to basically stimulate their curiosity and have them ask you. That's the key. I think if you want to be very proactive, you have to basically bring them to kind of ask you for more information. If you keep flowing information in their directions while they're not really asking for it, this is not going to reach them. Some may be suspicious, probably the majority won't be suspicious, but will think that not very interesting, so they're not going to pay attention to that. While if you really want to communicate, and if you really want to explain what you do, preaching to the choir, they already know what you do, so it's not have a lot of impact. Trying to convince your opponents and fighting your opponents not going to have a lot of impact either, because they just don't believe you to start with, so it's going to be very difficult. No, there is this group, this huge group of people who just don't know, who would love to know, but they want to know from a reliable source, from a trustworthy source. And that's the problem. And that's one of the problems as being an industry. You always are under suspicion of saying what you say just for the sake of profit. Yes, businesses are about making profit, that's a reality, and that always plays against you. NGOs don't have that problem because they have this image or this aura of being not for profit, so of course they have no hidden agenda. Well, we know better, but nonetheless, psychologically those things play. So you have to stimulate, but don't tell also all sorts of stories that they have not asked for, because you know what, you might also disclose information that's going to work against you. It's a little bit like, you have a right to remain silent, but everything you say can and will be used against you. So think carefully of your strategy when you want to be proactive. Just make people ask you questions. That's the best way, in my opinion.
If you're interested in my videos, please click on the subscribe button, or you can also visit my website.